Welcome to the series of videos on C programming. In this video, we will study local and global variables. As usual, the plan is simple. First, basic concept of a scope. What is a scope? Then declaration. Then how to access global within a local scope, followed by a working program. So what is a scope? A scope limits the accessibility of an entity. So we can make a scope in C program by making use of pair of curly brackets or braces. So any variable or variables declared before main, they are known as global variables. And any variable declared inside a pair of curly braces is referred to as local to it. Okay. So for example, int val semicolon, val is declared before main, so it is a global variable. Now int val1, here val1 is local to main because this pair of braces binds to main function. So val1 is not accessible outside pair of braces, whereas val can be accessed very well inside these pair of braces. If we wish to use a global variable inside main in this example or any other scope, we need to use extern. So to make use of to access global variables inside any scope, we need to use extern. Now let us see a working program. So let us see the code. Here what I have done here is I have declared a global variable of type integer and initialized with a value 10, and within main I have declared another variable with the same name and initialized with different value. Okay, and then various scopes I have made. One, two, one scope is outermost scope is this for main. Okay, then second scope is this, then third is this, then fourth is this, fifth is this one, then sixth is here. Okay, so many scopes I have made, but all these scopes are, except the outermost one, they are local to. So scopes are local to main itself. Now let me execute the program and see what is the output. Now this first one, first printf, prints the value of which val? 20, because this val is local to main, and remember, if the two variables have the same name, one local and one global, preference will always be given to the local variable. So it has printed 20. Now in this local scope, I want to print the value of this global variable. Okay, this global variable. So I have declared it as extern int val. Now you can see the value of global variable val is 10, which has been printed here. Now next printf, again the value of val. So which value it will print? It will print again the value of this local variable. Okay, so it has printed again the local variable value. Now inside this scope, again I have tried to print the value of val. So again this will print the same value because the variable is same. Okay, now in the next scope, I have declared another variable val equal to 30. Now print its value. So it has printed 30. Absolutely no problem. Now I have incremented the value of val by 1. But remember, this increment is local. So this val variable is not available outside this scope. Okay. So now if I print the value of val, now you can see which val it should print. It should print val which is available outside this local scope, this scope. Okay, so this will print the value of val as 20. Now this happens number of times. that we use for loops. So if I have declared this int I equal to 0 here and initialized to 0, its scope is this pair of braces, because earlier it used to be available outside this loop, but now it is not available outside this loop. So I is out of scope, so not available. So if you want to print the value of I here, it will be a syntax error. It will say I undeclared or undefined or something like that. Okay, so it has printed it. It is to print the value of I from 0 up to, but not including 2, so 0 and 1. So it will print two values. So you can see here 0 and 1. These two values it has printed. Now here I have declared this variable j before for loop. So now j will be accessible. It will be treated as something like a global, local global you can say, for this for loop. Its scope is from here to here. Okay, so value of j would be printed again, same two values, 0 and its value 1. Okay, but now when with this loop will stop when the value of j reaches 2. Since it is not local to for loop, it will be accessible outside for loop as well. So when the value of j becomes 2, condition fails, so the loop terminates. So here the value of j would be printed as 2, which it has done here. Okay, value of j has been printed. So this is the way we can access, we can make scopes as many as we require. Okay, but remember always the local variable will be given preference over the global variable if nothing has been specified. If you want to explicitly use global variable within some scope, local scope, then we need to make use of external keyword. Okay, so in this way we can distinguish between local and global variables. In the next video we will study type def. This is used to define new data types in terms of already defined or existing data types. That is all in this video. Thanks for watching.